I came across, or actually, I got Brian Mader's attention. Brian Mader was looking at my Facebook page, and I had a post that said, vote for Kenny ONeal. And he just wanted to laugh at that. You support Kenny ONeal. See, what Brian Mader doesn't understand is not only is Kenny ONeal one of the smartest, most capable men possible, also he's vying for a school board position of which he will get paid no dollars, no money whatsoever. So this is not only is he going to be a public servant, but it's almost a volunteer position. It's a volunteer position. So before I had said that Kenny ONeal was like an Obama black, but I think actually he's better than Obama. Obama's a snob. Obama's stuck up. And Kenny ONeal is very approachable. So he's approachable, he's intelligent, he can do the damn job. What's Brian Mader's problem? Brian Mader does not like Kenny ONeal. So once again, right, that's a big shocker, right? Real big shocker there. But once again, you have people in the county who's meddling with the city's election. They're meddling. This is the county. The jail, I guarantee you, Brian Mader is in favor of raising taxes for $315 million to raise taxes to throw the fucking city in jail. He doesn't give a shit that we're buying all those businesses out. He doesn't give a shit. Spared no expenses. When it comes to beating the shit out of the people in the city, Brian Mader says spared no expenses. Brian Mader's Mr. Liberal. Mr. Liberal raised taxes. Let's raise a whole bunch of taxes. Lots and lots of money. $315 million. $315 million. For $31 million, we'd solve homelessness. But Brian Mader, he wouldn't give it. The importance of Brian Mader, what I had actually extrapolated out of one of his debates, I live in his district, or we live in the same district. So we have 3 county commissioners, and there's 3 districts for those county commissioners. Garrison Ortiz versus Brian Mader. That's who was running against each other last year. Garrison Ortiz being the younger, smart, bright Hispanic who was in favor of the marijuana industry continuing. Brian Mader, who's like, marijuana's bad. Okay, marijuana, my daddy says marijuana's bad, and his daddy said marijuana's bad before him, and that's how I'm going to be. So the important thing about that race, what he had said, or at least what I took from it, was Brian Mader's hatred of the study of a consolidation between the county and the city. So my guess is he doesn't live in the city. He has a nice little country estate. At the city, he puts all these stereotypes upon the city, right? He's not going to like Kenny ONeal, who's better than Obama. Better than Obama. Obama's stuck up. Obama's a snob. Obama talks over people like he's smarter and better than everybody. Kenny ONeal is humble. Kenny ONeal is very accessible. He'll talk to you, ask him some questions. Kenny ONeal is trying to come up with revenue ideas. So I don't know why the hell Brian Mader thought it was so hilarious that I thought that, Kenny ONeal should be elected. But who would he be for? Is he like a Dottie Calhoun? Is he going to be against our children? Because clearly, if you're in favor of the jail and you're not in favor of helping people, you're only in favor of raising taxes to hurt people, to raise more taxes for fascism. That's what the 1%, that's what fascists, all of them want this. More cops, more jails, more courts, and you do this for a second. You got the county and the city. Right, you have 2 different municipalities. 107,000 people are in the city, 160 people are in the county. Then you have Colorado City, you got Pueblo West, you got Boone, you got, different cities that are within Pueblo County. Pueblo City is the only home rule municipality. Pueblo West has about 30,000. They should have been a city, a home rule city yesterday. Colorado City has over 2,000 people. So Colorado City, which is in Pueblo County, it could also be a home rule city. So the county is an administrative unit of the state. Pueblo City is its own autonomous. It's got an inherent right to exist. So one is just the administrative unit of the state. The other one is independent. And the county has twice the budget, $170, $180 million. They got plenty of fucking money, but they want to raise their taxes because their taxes are really fucking low. The inherent logic of consolidation would be to save money, to reduce the redundancies. Now, I like different jurisdictions because it's more democracy, more people, and so it's not, it'll eliminate tyranny. But how many redundancies do we have when it comes to Pueblo County and Pueblo City? All the services that the county is offering, the city offers also. They got their auditors out there. They've got their clerks. They've got, police. They've got water districts. They've got, just as many perks and shit that's going on out there as they do here. So, but we have two of everything. It's almost like segregation, right? So we got services for the county people and we got services for the city people, redundant services. So we're spending all this money for the exact same services. So if you're a true blue conservative, and if you're smart, and if you're an intellectual, if you're a scientific thinker, you would be to reduce taxes, you would save money. You're only conservative when it comes to spending money for war, when it comes to spending money for the war on drugs, they got, unlimited pockets. But when it comes to spending money for a war on poverty, when they, to actually give a damn about people, to help people, well, that's where they draw the line. Right? These good-ass Christians, they don't give a damn about your life. They don't care if you're poor. They don't care if you're, if you're going to make it. They don't care, right? There's no social safety net, so you fail, fuck you, and fuck your life. That's Brian Mader's position. And Brian Mader, he's a big-time liberal when it comes to fascism. He's a liberal on taxes when it can increase fascism. It's clear that he's a fascist. That's absolutely clear. But why didn't he want to consolidate? Let's get to the heart of the matter. I bet you the same reason he didn't want to consolidate with the city is the same reason he doesn't like Kenny ONeal. He's got stereotypes. He's got stereotypes, and when he looks at the city, them damn city slickers, they always got, shooting people up and the heroin and there is crime here, and it's bullshit, and I can't stand it. But something Brian Mader doesn't understand, 90 to 95% of the people who live in the city are very good, honest people. And they're being terrorized by all the people that you stereotype. They're being terrorized by those people. So in his mind, he's like, I don't want to fuse with those kind of elements, but that's a problem we have to fucking deal with. So he doesn't have to deal with it. He could just push it off to the side. He doesn't mind buying, our mattresses and using our doctors and spending money here. We consider it. It's just a study. It's just a study to consolidate. This wasn't let's consolidate, because if you agree with consolidation, then we'd have to, it'd be another year or two in order to actually get consolidation to happen. But he was anti the study of consolidation. Hey, Brian Mader, we're going to go ahead and study this question between, we're going to try to save some money by cutting out the redundancies. We're going to lower taxes, and we're going to be more efficient. We're going to have an efficient government. Instead of having two services of everything, we're going to cut out the redundancies and save money. Save taxes, instead of you just jacking up our taxes in order to, fuck us over in a jail, in a ministry of love, in a torture chamber. He was against just to study it, just to look at it. Hey, should we look at this question? And it got killed by, 70 to 30, 60 to 40, something like that. It got destroyed. So Brian Mader is emblematic of the county. So was it the city? No, the city, they understand common sense. They understand, cutting out redundancies. Of course, Denver's been consolidated for over 100 years. It just makes sense. Why do we need all these different municipalities? What if we had one Pueblo? What if Pueblo united and we just had one Pueblo? Well, that's quite inspiring now, isn't it? We're all together, all for one for all. United we stand, divided we fall. Is that where we're at? Not Brian Mader. He says he's going to stand and he's going to watch the city burn. He's going to watch the city fall. He's in favor of $315 million in taxes. He wants to raise our fucking taxes up from 6 to 7 to 8%. He doesn't give a shit about our taxes. It makes me think about the big rednecks that drive real fucking fast. Big-ass trucks, and they drive super fast, almost like they're trying to run over our kids. They don't. Manager of Pueblo City, Sam Azad, was talking about having to send shoplifters up to Douglas County. And that was a proposal because there wasn't any room in the jail, so why don't we send our shoplifters up 2 counties north? We'll pay the transportation cost, all the gasoline. When it comes to fascism, spare no expense. Spare no expense when it comes to corporatism, when it comes to fascism. Pedco, but don't get a damn grocery store. Don't get any municipal Wi-Fi. Don't get no municipal trash. Don't get any municipal electric, but make sure you maintain your municipal golf fucking courses. Hey, there you go, Brian Mader. Did you know that about Pueblo City? We own 2 golf courses here. The government owns 2 golf courses. So when he's sitting there saying jack taxes up, he don't give a shit about the superfluous bullshit that the city's spending its money on. He doesn't give a shit at all. You know, if you're for helping people, municipal trash, municipal Wi-Fi, the city has to send or is considering sending their shoplifters up to Douglas County. Part of it is because they say the jail's too full. They keep on, arresting a bunch of non-violent offenders, petty drug possessions, homeless people, poor people, a lot of petty crimes. And then 70% that are sitting in the jail haven't been charged with a crime yet. 70% of those that was in the jail hadn't been charged with a crime. What the hell? What the hell? Brian Mader doesn't see a problem with that, someone being accused of a crime and without any evidence. But the point of the city thinking about sending our shoplifters up to Douglas County, the importance of that is that the county doesn't treat the city well. The county treats the city like, an unwanted stepchild. I hate the term like redheaded stepchild, but it's an unwanted element. They treat the city like an asshole. They treat the city like a bunch of assholes. If we're not allowed to use the county jail now, we're going to say that once it opens its doors up and they're going to have a shit ton of room to throw as many fucking people in this thing, they're going to pack this jail as much as they can pack the damn jail. You're going to tell me then they're going to, now all of a sudden the county is going to treat the city with respect. Now the county is going to make sure the city's priorities are, front and center. They're going to give a damn about the city's priorities. No, this is a county jail. This is a county tax. This is for the county. They're raising taxes up. They only got 1%, so they're going to raise what's 1% to increase fascism for them. So now they got to pay 2%. They don't mind that. They don't mind. We already pay a 7% tax, so our taxes are getting up to 7, 8, 9%. But they don't give a shit about raising our fucking taxes in order to fuck over the city of Pueblo. So this is a county jail. They're already fucking the city over now. They're going to fuck the city over again. Specific person. So, give me a different explanation, but I guarantee you if you actually scratch the surface of why Brian Mader was against just studying, maybe he's just anti-studying, maybe he's just anti-intellectual, anti-education, but Brian Mader was against the ballot question just to study a consolidation between the county and the city. The only thing that makes any damn sense to me is because he stereotypes the city. He stereotypes the city, and you know what? Living out in the country is better. Cities aren't natural, living like sardines, being piled on top of one another. We need room, we need space. Thomas Jefferson believed in an agrarian nation, and the only way that we could get that would be some kind of land reform. But I guarantee you that ain't going to come out of Brian Mader's mouth. He probably benefits from Lincoln's land reform, 100-something years ago when Lincoln gave out free land. Abraham Lincoln gave out free land for all the Bundy, Clive and Bundy assholes. Of education in general. So I'm not for sure any kind of study. Let's study. They have beetle kill trees. So they're taking beetle kill trees in Gypsum, Colorado, and they're making electricity out of it. Let's study that. Waste to electricity. Let's study that. Let's municipal Wi-Fi. Let's study that. What kind of study? What kind of person would be against a study unless it's just totally stupid? Unless it's just totally fucking ridiculous. Like, let's just study, I don't know. Even turning our shit into electricity is worthy of study. So is the consolidation between the city and the county worthy of study? You're goddamn right it is. You're goddamn right it is. Of course it is. If you're a conservative who wants to lower taxes, but not Brian Mader. He wants to raise your fucking taxes, and then he wants to shit all over Kenny ONeal. And why? Why do you think he wants to shit on Kenny ONeal? It's the same reason why he didn't want to consolidate with the city. He's prejudiced, and he stereotypes the city. Brian Mader is wrong when it comes to the legalization of marijuana. Brian Mader is wrong when it comes to the war on drugs. Brian Mader is wrong when it comes to corporatism, when it comes to fascism. And Brian Mader is wrong when it comes to raising our taxes in order to increase the fascist corporatist state. He's wrong. He's wrong. He didn't even want to study the damn thing. He didn't even want to study. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Why would you be against studying the city and the county? Let's assume, okay, the city just mismanages funds so much, and so he knows the government of the city so well that he's against the government, and he just doesn't want to work with those assholes. So perhaps it has nothing to do with the city. Maybe he just hates the government. But I'm assuming he's a thinker and that he's, that he's actually considered these things. No, it's a gut reaction. Wait, I'm in the county. Do I want to be a part of the city? No. Fuck that city. Okay, well, fuck you, Brian Mader. When it comes to, raising taxes up, he's not thinking about 90 to 95% of the people. There's elderly women who live in houses that are being terrorized by the bullshit that he stereotypes. Brian Mader isn't a problem solver. Is he a Christian? No, he doesn't care about the homeless people. He doesn't care about the poor people. He's in favor of the war on drugs because he wants fascism. He wants more violence upon people. He's in favor of a jail because he wants more people to be thrown in jail. He would never house the homeless in a million years. Brian Mader would never house the homeless unless they commit a crime, and then he'll house the homeless for fucking decades in a jail cell. We can prevent the problem. Preventive medicine is cheaper than emergency room medicine. If you actually want to solve crime at its root, we can do it. I'll be interested in knowing Brian Mader's position on Amendment 71. Amendment 71 billed itself as protecting the rural communities, but it wasn't. It was against initiatives. The best thing about Colorado and every home rule city has to have the initiative, referendum, and recall laws. This is an institution. Referendum, initiative, recall is an institution in Colorado. Amendment 71 kills the initiative process. It kills it. My guess is he was in favor of Amendment 71 because it made it seem like it was rural versus city, which it's not. Now it's going to be very difficult for the rural communities to ever put any kind of initiative on the ballot for the state. So my guess is he's against Amendment 71. If he was approachable, but he's not like Kenny ONeal. He's not approachable. You can't ask him a bunch of questions. He's not thought-provoking. He's just an asshole.